So far, you went through spring practice, and now you're in the summer. What's it been like being the head football coach at MSUM so far?
Well, it's exciting for us to be able to wrap up our recruiting class last spring and then get a good fast head start really on the recruiting class that's coming up for us has been really our main focus, as well as getting the work ethic in the weight room taken care of this summer.
And then you're talking about the incoming freshmen now. How many, obviously since you got a little bit of a late start there in recruiting, how many of the freshmen do you realistically see making a big impact on the football field right away?
Well, ideally with any class, we want to try and redshirt as many as possible and help them grow, develop, learn the system, be able to adjust to the college life. And so hopefully we don't have to rely on any of them. You know, I think there's a handful just based on our position needs that are going to have to step in and do their job.
And then you're going into the off season here, and your first game is down at Robert Morris College down in Illinois. From right now to that first snap, what's going to be a couple of things that you're going to be working on come through summer here and then right into fall camp?
Well, we got to make sure that we're conditioned real well. I mean, it's important that those early games in the heat of the afternoon that you can hold up, especially if we don't have a lot of depth, which isn't going to be our strong point right now. But we're going to have to, conditioning wise, be able to hold up, and then we're going to have to get back to fundamentals, doing those well. Be able to run the football, be able to stop the run defensively, and be able to tackle a guy when you got an opportunity to make the play.
And then obviously your schemes. What's the biggest thing that you're noticing in spring ball for your offense and defense that you're going to be really working forward to here coming the fall?
Well, we just got to sharpen some things up offensively as far as the reads that the quarterback's going to make. We really got to rely on him, and he's going to have to be sound in his judgment in the run game and the pass game, as well as setting our protections. And so that's important. I think defensively, the biggest thing for us is just to be able to hustle in pursuit of the football and then be able to get takeaways. So those are areas of emphasis. Those we made a lot of improvement on in the spring, and I think we got to continue to do that in the fall.
And then just for an average fan coming out and seeing a box score coming out to a game, what are some players that you're going to say these are some going to be our key guys that are going to really take us to the next level and get us to where we want to be?
Well, I think Tyler Houston and Jeff Schutte at the inside linebacker position definitely are going to have to make our defense go. They're going to have to make it tick, make a lot of plays and tackle. I think our defensive line is strong. 4 guys I think that can really step in and are kind of established starters, so to say, for our 3-man line, as far as Ben Condon and Max Pryor and Parks and Capra on the edge do a great job with the quarterback. That's going to be huge. Quarterback position is always critical for a team, especially offensively. Kevin's going to have another good season. I think he's ready to step out, and I think we found some things that are in his wheelhouse throwing the football that are really going to help us. And I think Brandon Thompson and Abani Lucius West in the backfield are going to be great playmakers for us, which you got to have.
Right, and then obviously with that first game at Robert Morris College, and it's straight into the NSIC. Do you like how the NSIC is doing this so far, where obviously you can't play maybe that Concordia game or also play another non-conference game? Do you like seeing that more, that you get to see a lot more teams in the conference?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and that's the hand you're dealt. You play that one and you go with it. Certainly we'd like to be able to play the Concordia game, but that's not something we can do, and so we're not going to lament over it. We're going to move forward, and I think there's going to be a lot of high-quality teams that come into Moorhead and play, which I think is exciting for the fans. I mean, we got the national champion in our conference. We got 2 teams that took them down to the wire within our conference, so I think you're seeing a high quality of football when you come watch us play.
And then talking about the coaching staff that you brought in now, what are going to be some of the big impacts of your coaching staff coming in, since a lot of them have been former players and have gone through a system just like what you're implementing now? What's going to be the strengths and benefits from that for you guys?
I think the biggest thing is they all know how to win. They know what it takes to win on the football field. They know what it takes to win off the football field. I think that's key in developing a team and developing recruiting philosophy and standard. And so that's the biggest thing. The passion, enthusiasm, and energy that they bring is, I think, second to none. I think the way we coach has been commented by a lot of players, a lot of parents that have seen, a lot of staff here that have seen how we coach. There's a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy, a lot of positiveness that I think is exciting. And guys relish playing in that environment, and they've responded real well.
And then what's the biggest challenge so far being the head football coach of a college football team compared to being a head high school football coach at this time during the year?
Well, I think at the college level, I just don't have to do anything. I just have to tell everybody else what to do. But no, really, there's a lot of operations going on, not just the day-to-day football operations, but as far as us building bridges with the alumni, recruiting, budget things are obviously on a bigger scale, travel things, and so the biggest thing for me is to kind of organize that and keep those jobs in the hands of the people that can handle them and not get them backlogged here. As far as you're working on a smaller scale in high school and most things get done by you, and so now it's a lot different. We need a lot of help because there's a lot of work to get done.